Hello viewers, we are back with a video. This will be a unique one. Today, we're talking about some tips to stay motivated and engaged for someone who is training at home. This can be whether you've been trying to train at home, kind of been hot and cold with the consistency, or whether you're someone who's thinking about, should I move from a commercial gym or group fitness into a home gym? Unique perspective as someone who's trained from home for 5 years in a real life format. I have a kid, I have dogs. I don't have a shed out there that's 4,000 square feet. That's my home gym type of thing. It's a real world situation that I have. And additionally, we train dozens of clients, and I would say most of whom have some level of home gym equipment. Some people have super bougie setups. Some people have very bare bones setups. So we have good context on what I think helps people. The benefits of a home gym are quite obvious. It's convenient. You don't have to waste any time commuting. You don't have to wait for equipment. These are unique things that maybe you wouldn't think of until you've actually trained at home for some time. So diving into tip number 1, and this is to have a designated, clean, clutter-free environment in which you can work out. Now, this will be unique for everybody. Again, some people will have a full garage they're working with or a huge basement. Other people may have one section of an office bedroom that they can use, right? So it's going to be unique to you. But the principle here is true. Really try not to have your clothes hanging everywhere around, kids' toys, dog toys, your kids' homework, your shed tools just laying by your dumbbells. Create like a peaceful, calm environment where you know you walk into that bubble, and in this bubble, you work out. You don't want to, in your 2 minutes of rest in between squats, just be looking at clutter and crap all around. This can be a game changer. We have people with thousands of dollars of home equipment who will say, I'm not using this right now because we're renovating our kitchen and we had to move a whole bunch of stuff into our garage, and it just stresses me out to be out there. So the more you can create that friendly, simple, peaceful environment where you just go in there and you work out, the better. Tip number 2, this is a little bit niche, maybe just to me, but I'm sure I'm not this unique. So I can focus way more at home with noise canceling headphones as compared to a speaker. I used to try to use a Bluetooth speaker more often than not, and I still sometimes do because I hate having ear pods in all the time at coffee shops, when I go for walks and runs, etc. Just want a little break for my ears. But one of the big benefits of noise canceling headphones is it's kind of hard to pay attention to anything else besides your audio, and you feel very in the moment. This may sound silly, but when I have a Bluetooth speaker and I kind of hear that, but I also hear other stuff, it's very easy for me to get distracted, whether it's just a neighbor mowing their lawn, or obviously if someone else is home, it's even more distracting, right? I can just be, I'm less tunnel focused with a Bluetooth speaker. And this is something I just didn't realize for a couple of weeks. And I was just like, man, I'm so distracted. I'll do some lunges, then I'll want to go do something in my garage. I want to go get some water. I'm not just super engaged in my workout. And I'll put headphones on. It's almost like I transform, right? And maybe this is, again, a bit unique as someone who's trained for a long time, worked out in commercial gyms with a lot of headphones. Maybe it's just like nostalgic for me, but I notice a big difference. So tip number 3 here is to do time-based workouts. And here's what I mean by that. If you're doing something like a strength workout, you can do something like every 3 minutes, dumbbell bench press for 8 to 12 reps. So what this means is you do a set at 0, and then you do a set at 3 minutes, and maybe another set at 6 minutes. This is not that different from a stimulus perspective of just doing dumbbell bench, rest 2 minutes for 3 sets, of course. But again, when you're training at home, easy to get distracted, to be on your phone, to be on YouTube in between sets. It's hard sometimes, oh, it's already been 2 minutes, 45 seconds. I'm already behind, right? If you have predetermined these sets are going to start at 0, 3, and 6, then it's impossible to not get done with that section of workouts in whatever, 8 or 9 minutes. The other way you can do this, of course, with more like cardiovascular based workouts, which is a bit more intuitive, is like a CrossFit workout that's an EMOM, right? So 15-minute EMOM, maybe 40 seconds of burpees, 40 seconds of air squats, 40 seconds of push-ups, do that for 5 rounds. And then of course, the workout's going to take 15 minutes. And again, you stay on track, you stay engaged during that whole time. Of course, you also can do AMRAPs. I'm a big fan of AMRAPs for people because again, how long the session is going to take. For a lot of people who train at home, one of the reasons why you do that is to be time efficient. So let's say you have to be done with your workout in the morning to shower, kids, work, whatever you're starting to do at 6:50. Well, if you wake up at 6 o'clock, you get some espresso, you get half a banana, and you warm up a bit and say it's 6:15, that's when you're ready to go. 15 minutes, do all that stuff. If you write a 30-minute AMRAP, you will definitely be done before 6:50, if my math is correct. 6:15 to 6:45, right? So another way where you can just make sure you're staying very time efficient, staying on top of your actual training. You're not in your head saying, oh, well, I would work out, but I don't have the time. No, you have the time. If you wake up at 6 and you have to be done by 6:50, do a 30-minute AMRAP. There's no way that will not be completed. Or this is to invest in high quality equipment that you in particular will actually use. Now, again, equipment that I will use, you will use, Joseph will use will be different, right? So you do have to do some homework, but a mistake I will see from people who want to start their home gym journey is to go very budget friendly, which is not a bad thing. But if you've been training at like even a decent gym that's $30 a month, they have expensive machines there. Their leg extension machine at a budget gym is probably $5,000. Their cable machine is $10,000. Their barbells are probably at least decent, right? So if you've been working out before, you probably have a pretty high bar, whether you know it or not, of quality equipment. And if you go try to get the jankiest dumbbells you can find, the jankiest cables you can find, you're not going to maybe enjoy your experience, and you'll come to the conclusion that I really didn't like training at home. And maybe that's true. Or maybe you compared, driving a Mercedes Benz to driving a Nissan and being like, I don't like cars, right? It's like, well, again, maybe you should try to compare apples to apples a bit more there, right? So what high quality means, what that will mean for me and for you, for your preferences is very different, not the context of this video. I will post a couple on this side or this side, we'll see what I do, of home gym people that I follow, who I think are high quality, for you to learn more about this stuff if you're interested. But again, the philosophy here is still true. I would say buy high quality equipment that is in your budget range, and also to really think about tools that you will use. Some tools can be great things, but if you don't like to use them, then they're not going to be great for you, right? Think of when you go train at a commercial gym or when you go to a group fitness class, whatever you've been doing, what do you naturally gravitate towards? If you're someone that does a lot of barbell work, you like to bench, deadlift, squat, and then you like a lot of cable work, chest flies, tricep push downs, things like that, you may not need any dumbbells whatsoever. You may be able to have a great workout routine with just a barbell rack and a cable system. Someone else may be completely different. Someone else may hate barbells, cables, or whatever, and they do mostly dumbbell workouts, dumbbell bench, chest supported rows, dumbbell curl, one arm dumbbell rows. They may just need dumbbells, right? So make sure you're not just buying the good stuff, right? Buy the good stuff that you will actually use 4, 5, 6 days a week for a decade. I tell our clients all the time, I would rather you buy less stuff that's really high quality that you're going to use, as opposed to have a huge laundry list of things, but you don't really look forward to using the majority of it. Let's say you're somebody who has a dumbbell and barbell setup, and you think, I have pretty nice dumbbells, a pretty nice barbell, and a rack. I really want to get a cable system. Well, if you already have good dumbbells and barbells, and you're like, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on cables though. So you go buy a $700 cable machine when maybe a really, really good one is $1,200 or something like that, like a functional trainer. And then you use it for 1 or 2 months. You're like, this is crap compared to my dumbbells and barbells. I'm just going to stop using it. So in my opinion, you just wasted $700. Wait 6 more months, wait a year, whatever it takes for you to save up the money to actually go get that $1,200 machine, just in this example, that you'll actually use and enjoy, right? Because you're not saving money by buying something for $700 and then never using it, right? That was just a total waste of money, as opposed to maybe going one notch higher on the quality, but then you actually use it 3 days a week for a decade, right? You obtained more value from that piece of equipment. It's better to buy the nicest thing in your budgetary range, maybe wait a little bit longer to actually get that thing, as opposed to get something that's 75% the price. You feel good about it, but then you never use it. Tip number 5, before we get into the bonus, is to, of course, I'm pitching our services here, but invest in a coach or invest in an organized program. This is even more critical than people who are going to obviously a group class, in which most of the time the workout's written for them, or a commercial gym in which you kind of can just wander around the gym and do stuff, right? Because you have to kind of force yourself to gain a bit more motivation to start the workout, it really helps to look on an app and say, I'm doing these 5 things today: dumbbell bench, chest supported row, chin ups, whatever it is. And you just walk in the gym, you're like in athlete mode, and you just do it, right? That can help so much with just your consistency, not to mention if you have a coach, your accountability. We all know that at this point, right? You're gonna probably be more consistent when you have someone looking at your program, you have someone to report to, you're checking your progress for weekly, all of those things. But this cannot be overlooked, because one of the challenges with a home gym is it's very easy to get distracted. It's very easy to say, I just don't have time. It's very easy for other things to take priority. I want to do the dishes. I want to mow the lawn. I want to hang out with my kid. I want to watch TV, blah, 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 right? And when you have a program that just says, nope, I know this workout takes 30 minutes. It's written right there. I don't have to think about it at all. All the sets, all the reps are decided. Just go in there and act. It really can be a game changer between maybe you check all the other boxes, right? Maybe you got the nice equipment, you got a designated space, you're wearing your noise canceling headphones, whatever. But then you think about, what am I actually going to do for my workout? And you think, now that to think about all that stuff, it takes me, I'm looking on the internet, ChatGPT, I don't like that one, I don't like that one. It's already been 20 minutes. You could have been halfway through a workout at that point, right? So invest in a one-on-one coach, or at the very, very least, invest in an organized program. You can just do a free program online. I don't care that much, right? But have an action plan when you walk in your doors of your home. And the clickbaity, if you made it this far, 6th bonus tip I will give you is to involve others as frequently as you can. Now, let's face it, most people who train at home are probably also going to be training alone, because again, you want it to fit around your schedule. You want it to be time efficient. The odds are that's going to jive with someone else's schedule too is very low, if I'm just being transparent. But doesn't mean a couple of times a month. If you can invite a friend over, a sibling over, work out with your spouse, it's just more fun to work out with other people. And especially when you're lower on motivation. I know for me, someone that trains 95% alone, I can do it for a week, for 2 weeks, kind of like my battery gets like a little bit drained sometimes by all the solo sessions. If I just have like one workout with someone else, it's like, boom, my battery's recharged. So it doesn't have to be twice a week, every single week with a friend or whatever. Even if it's just like these little spurts of like, went on a run with a friend. 4th of July, a friend came over, we did a little chest and arm workout, whatever, right? That really does help with the overall consistency and I would say enjoyment of using your home gym as well. So that is the video, 5 tips plus a bonus of how to optimize training at home. I'll probably be doing more videos on this. It's kind of a fun little niche away from just the X's and O's of building muscle, getting fast, all those things we tend to talk about. So as always, if you have any questions, put them in the comments and we'll see you soon.